Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with me, Esig Hydra. Within this, we're going to be doing a little replay analysis with me, featured as the Imperial Navy against a Mechanicus player. Now, both of us are in the Epic tier right now, neither Legendary. I'm still working my way up there and getting there slowly. You'll see I have gone fairly light cruiser heavy, and this, yes, some of you may decide to refer to as a little bit cheesy. The silent running mechanic within this game is super strong. But I figure it's a useful game to at least showcase the strength of these units and sometimes, on occasion, their utilization. But let us continue. So what you'll notice straight away is I'm prioritizing using my skill, which allows me to thrust while not revealing my position. There's probably a more technical way to describe that, but an exceptionally powerful ability. Is so immensely powerful. Not only does it allow you to get to positions quicker without having your position revealed, obviously, but it also allows you to contest some of the areas with some of your light cruisers. I think it's a very useful ability, and I would say probably one of the best within the game right now. Now you'll notice what I'm doing is I'm going with my more combat-centric group straight up towards this middle point. I'm hoping that he's going to be sending something rushing here as well, and that his thing will be smaller than my thing, and that my thing will come out on top, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. So obviously we're going to need an escort there as well to have the scan ability ready, sending the other one with a stacked queue order around the right-hand side. We're going to have another little escort on his way up here. We've got quite a few escorts. You never know who you're going to be against. Played against Dark Elder in the game before. Now he has launched a volley of torpedoes. Now presumably this is just to see if I have any ships here, which is an interesting thing to do, but it does kind of achieve that objective in that you can see my turrets will open fire, or already open fire, from my little escort there. So now he knows he needs to do an identification. He can see those additional shots coming down here. Unfortunately manages to mark two of my ships. Now I think here a little bit of a blunder. You can see me firing these torpedoes here, maybe a little bit too close, but what we did do on the way is keep enough of our thrusters so that we can get out of these damn Nova cannons. Now you notice my main ship is back at the start line. You might be thinking, Hydra, what the hell are you doing? Unfortunately, not a great hit with the torpedoes, and that has to be said. When you're firing against units that are fast and mobile, you need to be firing from close range. Thankfully, we do manage to get out of the actual range of the Nova cannons. Now, again, a little bit of a blunder there from myself using the lightning strike. I think a regular boarding action would have been far more preferable. I think we probably could have stripped the crew down on that ship very nicely. Now, what you'll notice I'm doing with the light cruisers as well is only using as much as I need to with the thrust or thruster, with the full forward ability, whatever you call it. That way I've got plenty left for the next Nova cannon. Now you're probably wondering, Hydra, why are you not getting your actual main ship in here just yet? In truth, I'm waiting for him to use Nova cannons. That's the only reason I'm kind of biding my time, because I'm confident these ships will be able to dodge Nova cannons. They're very agile, and I'm pretty confident in my ability to do this. So maybe if we can kill an escort or so while he positions stuff to get into position. He's got 4 ships that aren't stealth, meaning that's 4 Nova cannons times 3, 12 Nova cannons in total. If I can get about 8 of them out, and I think there's already been a few, I'm going to be pretty happy with that. So that's basically my strategy within this game that I've opted for. We've got the escort to decapture his point here. We're going to try and decapture the one in the top right, it looks like, although I may have just let those escorts go into combat mode. Right, now it looks like a disruption bomb. You can tell from the size it's disruption, so there's actually, for my ships, not a huge need to get out of there. It's not that threatening because removing my shields doesn't de-stealth me. If I was someone like a Dark Elder, that would be far more threatening. It did push me out of the objective. Maybe I should have kept a ship in there, try to capture it. Now it seems that he's marked my escorts on the side. We'll try and keep those alive. Keep your escorts alive is priority. Now we'll fire off a volley of torpedoes. Looks like he's going for the ram there, and thankfully, again, plenty of thruster left to get straight out of this storm. I love that ability, the storm, but it's just another 2. So I think we're up to about 6 or 8 Novas that have been used by about now. It might be a little bit less. So now you can see I'm thinking about bringing my main ship in. But you know what? We've actually just got out of harm's way. He's not got anything that's going to chase me. Okay, one of my ships is getting hammered here. Unfortunately lost its engine, so we're going to leave it there, and we're just going to allow it to Okay, it's doing a bit of damage by a lucky ram, thankfully. We'll do a boarding action, we'll see what it can do before it dies, but I'm fairly happy letting this one go because the amount of damage I think we're getting off with torpedoes is pretty worthwhile. Now we're going to use the melter torpedoes again. I think I probably should have gone a little bit closer, but it's a little bit more risky with the Imperial fleet. You have to go a bit closer than some of the Elder because you can't turn and change direction instantly. So these are going to put fires on his ships, which is going to force him to do the repair function if he wishes to. That's going to hurt his morale quite a lot, and that's also going to tick away with a huge amount of damage. It's very, very cost efficient, that ability, if you're going to get that damage off. You can see we've done a whopping amount thus far, just with a few torpedo volleys. And again, really highlighting the value of silent running here. And I'm not saying everyone should be running silent running, but honestly, I think it's why light cruisers are as good as they are. And that's pretty much, I think, the end of the Nova cannons for now. Looks like we might get hit by one. Decided to go for brace for impact. That was a silly thing to do, really, because it was only going to take my shield down anyway. So now we've basically got a sitting duck ship there that can't go into silent running. So fairly poor choice from me. These guys, I believe, will go back into stealth in a moment once the scanner has run out on those. Now, it might have been an idea here to target this escort that's actually free and an easy kill. We decided to do the boarding action instead on the ship nearby. Causes a mutiny, which is very nice. You can see the morale is looking pretty shaky. Start to get the other units back in. So the main ship is now just being a stubborn old tank. Missiles might do some work, or will they connect? Not too bad, 3 hits, not a whopping amount of damage. We'll try and do a ram. See, my shields have gone down. The lightning strike, that is a very, very nice ability. You can see he's gotten for the 500 morale loss with a lightning strike. If I had a less robust fleet, that would have been pretty much an instant morale break. It's a very good ability, that. Really find it quite effective. So we're bringing up the other ships now. I have forgotten the ones up north, and as well as that, we are losing a point down south, which we've not really been taking care of. Now, I think it's time to try and bring the ships a little bit closer. You'll notice how many torpedoes we've basically missed. So, yes, I am starting to aim torpedoes, and I think I could have done a better job of aiming that at the nose of the ship, or a little bit further forward. That was a pretty poor aim from myself. Need to get used to these torpedo abilities, because definitely not doing a great job of aiming them. And again, enough thruster to get out. Never, never, never let it burn all the way out. Even if you really want to rush into combat, it's just not worth it in almost all occasions. Now, I do have the higher AP rounds for close combat, or with fighting something. Oh, that ramming your own ship, Hydra. That's terrible. So I am going to do extra damage when I'm in very close proximity to an enemy ship with my macro weapons, of which the Dauntless do have some. So it does seem I'm not getting the best use out of that, but he has a drifting hulk here, which I'm a little bit cautious of. If this goes off, this is going to do a pretty significant chunk to my ships. It could take down quite a few, so I'm a little bit wary there. I'm going to keep my distance, and I'm going to kill it. The reason I'm going to kill it is because I'm going to get points for killing it. Puts me closer to a victory, and it means that he can't get it back just with a lightning strike, and then it'll start shooting at me again. So I'm just quite happy right now focusing this down. I know that I've already used most of his Nova cannons with my light cruisers, so that's been really successful. There's not much that's really threatening anymore. The difficulty with the Mechanicus is you kind of have to do a lot with your... Okay, here's the scuttle. We're going to try and get in nice and quick and see if we can finish it off with these macros. That's going to be really close. Really, really close. I think that would have been pretty devastating if he got it off. It probably would have taken down... probably the majority of my ships are half health. It wouldn't have killed them, I'm quite sure. But so it seems to be that we're wrapping up toward the end of the game here. But once again, I think a real important game to emphasise the value of silent running. Torpedoes, pretty decent. Obviously a lot stronger on a lot of the Elder factions, but a very, very powerful ability, and taking advantage as well of warp jump. Very, very useful. Hope you've enjoyed it, guys. If you'd like to see more videos like this, let me know. And mate, don't you worry, I'll be using some less cheesy stuff in some of the other videos. Just wanted to showcase, let's say, what's working pretty well within the game right now. Get us all up to speed. Guys, have yourself a great week. See you around.